Hey everyone, and welcome to this thermal analysis tutorial in SolidWorks, in which we will perform the thermal analysis on the heatsink and the IC chip connected to it. So let's begin. So first we need to model it, so open a new part file. I am working in millimeters, so I will select mmgs as units. Then I will select the right plane and click on sketch. Okay. Now first I will select the center line. I will create here a reference line. I want to create a horizontal line, so I will select this line and make relation horizontal. Okay, so this is going to be the reference line. After that, I will select here the corner rectangle and create a corner rectangle at the origin point, just like this. Okay, now let's define it. So I will select the smart dimensioning tool. I will specify the height of this rectangle. So this is going to be 24 millimeters, as you can see it from here. Then I will specify the length of this line, so this is going to be 1.5. Then I will select the sketch fillet. From here I will select the sketch fillet. So first we need to set the radius of the fillet, so this is going to be 0.5. Then I will select these two corners of the rectangle and then check the box. Okay, now we would require more rectangles, so I will select here the linear pattern. I will go down here, I will select this box entities to pattern, then I will select these two lines and then the fillets and this horizontal line as well. Okay, a total of 5 entities. I want to linear pattern it on the other side, so I will go up, I will flip the direction from here, then I will specify here 12, and the distance is going to be 5.5 mm. Go down a little bit. So in the last you will see this option, because we want to skip few things. So in this window I will skip this one and this one for the heat sink. Then I will check the box. Okay, since it is not defined, so I will select the smart dimensioning tool. I will specify the distance between these two lines as 9.5 as it is. I will not change anything. Then I will select the corner rectangle and then I will create here a corner rectangle like this. Then I will drag this point to meet this area. Then I will select smart dimensioning tool, specify the height of this rectangle. This is going to be 2.4 mm. Okay, now I will trim entities because I want to make this sketch to be extruded properly. As you can see, the color of this rectangle has changed to blue. When I will trim all of these, the color you will notice will be changed to blue, because that it would allow for the extrusion. After that I will go to features, I will select extruded boss base. Then I will specify the length of the heat sink, so this is going to be 62 mm. Then I will check the box. Almost this is completed. We have to specify the mounting holes, so I will select this face, click on sketch. For reference I would require a center line, so I will create a center line from this corner to this corner. Then I will select here the center rectangle. I will find the midpoint of this reference line and create a rectangle just like that. Make sure that this is for construction geometry, which means that it is center lined. Specify the length and width of this rectangle, so this is going to be 49.5 mm and this is 52. Then you need to create here 4 circles at the corner of these rectangles. Doesn't matter how big they are, just specify the dimension of one circle, and this is going to be, for example, 3 mm. Then you need to press escape button, hold control key, then select all of the circles, 1 2 3 4, make relation equal. As you can see, 4 circles have been selected. Make relation equal, so that a 3 mm diameter would be assigned to all the circles. After that I will go to features, I will select extruded cut. I will specify here through all, because I want through holes, and then I will check the box. So 4 holes have been created for the mounting purpose. After that I will create here some fillets, so I will select the fillet. I will specify the radius 0.5. Then I will select this edge. You will see this option, so I will select the third, where a fillet at 20 edges will be applied, just like that. You can check the box, otherwise you can select all of these edges manually, it's up to you. I will save this file in a folder and with the name heatsink. Then okay, now I will cross this file. I will open a new part file where I will model the IC chip. So again, I'm working in MMGSS unit, so I'm creating a sketch on the top plane. Create a simple rectangle at the origin point, just like this. Now you need to specify the width and length. So both of these is going to be 40 mm. I will go to features and I will select extruded boss base. Height is going to be 5 mm. Okay, then I will simply save this file as IC. Okay, now since I want the assembly, so I will go to file. I will select this option, make assembly from this part file, and automatically assembly file will be opened. Otherwise you can insert the component manually by opening a new assembly file, it's up to you. Let me show how to insert the component. You need to select this button, select the browse button from here, then you can insert the component. So I am inserting the heatsink, just like that. Now let's assemble that. For that I will be use the mate. Make sure that this is clear selection selected, then select this bottom face of the heatsink and top face of the IC chip, then check the box. Okay, now I will be using the width mate. So go to advanced, select the width mate. So here we basically have two windows. In the above window I will select this face of the IC, opposite face of the IC. In the lower window, this one, I will select this face of the heatsink and opposite face of the heatsink, just like that. So this is going to be assembled. Now we have to assemble it on the other dimension, so let's do that as well by using the width mate. So in advanced mate, you need to select the width mate. Again, we would see two windows, so you need to select these two faces in the first window, and in the second window you need to select these two faces of the heatsink, and then you can check the box. Okay, now this is assembled. Our assembly is completed, as you can see. If you want to save this file at this point, you can save it by go to file, click on save as button, and save it as assembly file. You can give it name, it's up to you. Then you need to enable the SolidWorks simulation from here. Then go to simulation. You need to make a new study. By default this is static selected, so you need to go down and you need to manually select the thermal from here. So select the thermal and then you can check the box. So first I will exclude the heatsink from the study, and then I will include the heatsink in the study, just to show the effect of adding the heatsink. So I will right click on the heatsink and I will select extrude from this analysis, extrude from this thermal analysis. We only have the IC right now, so right click on the IC and select the apply material. We need to apply the copper, so let's find the copper. This right here, we have copper alloy. Select copper, select apply button and close this one. Okay, so copper material has been applied to the IC. Then let's apply the thermal load. So right click on the thermal load and select the heat power. Then in this window I want to apply the heat power from the bottom side, and you have to put here 45 watt for example. Then check the box. I will apply another thermal load, and this is going to be the convection. So convection would be applied to all the sides except the bottom face. So I will select this button, all sides except the bottom face, uncheck this one. Then I will assign the coefficient, so I will assign a value of 200. Then for the ambient temperature I will assign 294 Kelvin. I will change the unit of temperature later from Kelvin to degrees Celsius. So after that I will run the study. It will take some time. It depends on the specification of your laptop or desktop, and here are our results. So let me show you the results you properly. As you can see, the temperature is Kelvin, so let's change that to the Celsius. So I will right click here and click on the edit definition. Make sure to change the temperature from Kelvin to Celsius. Enable minimum and maximum values, and as you can see, these are scientific values, so we want generic values. So from scientific you can change this to general or floating it up, it's up to you. I will change this to general. So as you can see, the values of the temperature is too much, over 300, especially the middle part is very hot. As you can see, this is the red area where the temperature is over 300. Now let's enable the heatsink and let's see the effect of adding the heatsink into the study. So I will right click on the heatsink and I will include that to this analysis. Okay, now we need to change something, so we need to right click on the convection and select edit definition. We want to include the heatsink, so I will again select all from here. I will only disable the bottom sides because the convection will not be working on the bottom side, so I will uncheck the bottom side of the IC and bottom side of the heatsink. Other than that, I'm good, so I will check the box. Then let's apply the material to the heatsink. So I will apply aluminum. So here we have the aluminum alloy. You can apply any material from the aluminum, it's up to you depending on the application. So I will apply this one. Okay, now after that I will run the study again, and it will take a little bit more time than the previous, so I will fast forward it a little bit. And here we have our results, and as you can see, the values are magically down right now. So the maximum value right now is 30 point something, which previously was over 300 with only the IC consideration. So that's the benefit of adding the heatsink, guys. And that's all for this tutorial, guys. If you find this video helpful, then please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.